Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz. Jake.
And we're fucking Pocket Watch Podcast.
Yes, sir. Laugh at us or learn with us. We're here to grow.
And growing we're fucking doing, man. Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz.
Oh, and I'm Kameesha Pascoe.
Hey! I know y'all heard the switch up. Like always, we got another guest for you guys today.
We got Kameesha here. We got Keke, aka Keke.ballerofficial_ on Instagram. Her stuff will be down in the description as always. Zach makes sure that happens.
As always.
He always packages this. Whatever we do, he's packaging it so perfect. He's got a great package.
That's what she said.
No, we got Keke here. We're super excited to have you. Thank you for coming on. She's joining the conversation. She's joining the Pocket Watch Podcast. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's tuning in weekly, thank you so much. Make sure you like,
follow,
subscribe,
share,
comment,
do everything.
Just do something, please.
And if you guys are enjoying the content from us, guys, there is a link down in the description. It should be like right in the top of it. If you guys want to go ahead and donate to the cause,
those of you that have already, we got you.
Yeah, like he said, we got you guys. People who donate, we're gonna start doing like a subscription based thing in the future. I know if you guys listen all the time, we've already said it, but we're gonna start doing like a subscription based thing, and we're gonna be giving out stuff weekly or monthly, however we do it. And if you guys start donating early before our subscription, then we're gonna go ahead and bless the people that are donating. So it's not gonna be for nothing. We're gonna give you guys a little something,
Hell yeah, man!
Support the cause.
But for now, for today's episode, family, we got Keke here.
Yeah, guys.
Keke's here. She reached out to me on Instagram. I checked her out. It was super interesting. I like her. She's got a nice little perspective, a nice story, some things that we've never been through that's going to be interesting to kind of talk about. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be fun, and it's really nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, and Keke is the youngest person we've had on this podcast.
Yeah.
We just broke a record.
I'm only 20 years old, guys.
Yeah, I try to keep track of all these different things because I'm like, I was like, Keke, how old are you? She's like 20. I was like, oh shit. Okay, like we've never had somebody.
Is she the youngest?
Yeah. Who? Try to think. If you guys know, comment below.
Sin? How old is Sin?
No, he was 22, 20. What? Maybe he was. Well, who knows? You get the trophy.
No, she's not the youngest. The sneaker guy. Sneaker guy.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, sneaker guy. Dang. We gave it to you. He stripped it from me.
He was 16.
Yeah.
16?
Yeah, he's 16-year-old, almost a millionaire, probably close to it. Yeah, but he hustling.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that, but he's making bread.
Hey, man.
He's making some bread.
Everybody want to be a millionaire, and that's the goal.
Yeah, and the reason why he never popped up is because he was like super, I don't know, he was weird. He was like pushy. He was like in control. He's going to do big things in life. I was not like him when I was 16 years old.
No, yeah, man.
Different.
He got a different mindset, bro.
Yeah, but anyway, so do you, Keke. That's why we got you here. Very excited to have you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just very happy to be here. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing amazing. Happy,
Life's
excited,
amazing.
Ready to get into this episode. So, Keke is basketball player.
Absolutely.
D3 basketball player, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's up there.
In North Carolina. Got some aspirations to go pro and stuff like that. We're going to get into that. Entrepreneur, doing a bunch of different stuff with modeling, agency. Like, I don't really know. So we're going to get into it. It'll be kind of interesting. And then the other thing is the nomadic life. Like, you've kind of lived in different places that we haven't been in. It's kind of interesting because last episode that we recorded, so
2 episodes
ago, we were just talking about like what it would take for us to leave Florida. And like at this point, we're still really young, but like 26, 27, we kind of like built a life here so far. And we've been here since we were like kids or whatever. And we were kind of talking about what it would take to get us to leave Florida. And it's like, it would take a lot. Like when we really sat down and thought about it, it's like, like it would take some type of big business opportunity or some job offer or whatever. Like it wouldn't be just for fun. Like there's no place I would really want to live. Not like just location. Like I understand there's other locations that are probably better than Orlando or whatever the case is, but also like the people that we have, you know, like there's that saying, like, it's not about where you are, it's who you're with or whatever, you know, like that. Both of those things are kind of working for us or whatever. But you, on the other hand, from Orlando,
Yeah.
then you moved to New York in high school or whatever.
Yes.
What part of New York?
Okay, so I would say that it's interesting. So I basically was born in New York, spent most of my life in Florida, and then what I left out when I was talking to you is I spent a portion of my life in Texas. Yeah. So probably 2 years of my life in Texas because I was trying to build a relationship with my father, but certain guys are just not meant to be fathers.
Yeah.
Then I went back to Florida to finish up to do 6th and 7th grade there, and then 8th grade I went to New York. I was in Queens, by the way.
Queens.
Yeah. And then I finished up 8th grade, and then I finished up my whole high school 4 years there.
In New York?
Yeah.
Huh. Man, I don't know. You took me for a different route. Because when you talked about your dad, I was just thinking of... I talked to my fiance about it a lot. Because my dad, he was definitely there, right? We probably have different situations, but also he inspired... I can't wait to be a father. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because of the experience I had. You know what I mean? And it's
the negative experience.
Right. The negative experience. Yeah. Because there's those negative experiences that I've had, it's I can't wait to be a father. I can't wait to
break that cycle,
do something different.
Yeah.
And only because I think about the things that I feel I missed out on, or I'll look back in life and be why didn't I? And sometimes I think well, you didn't have that dad type. Your mom's not gonna make you do this or you know what I mean? There's certain things like that, and then certain conversations in life. I don't know. I didn't mean to make this down or whatever, but I can't wait to be a dad. And on top of that, we just did a gender reveal a week or two ago, and they had a girl and
not his gender reveal.
Oh,
not
I'm
mine.
about to say congratulations.
No, not his gender reveal.
No, not mine. Somebody else's gender reveal, but they were kind of young, and the dad, the father, was kind of telling me I really want a boy, man. And the whole time I knew because I was planning it or whatever. So we had to know what the gender was, and it was a girl. And he the whole time was just man, I really want a boy. I can't wait to have a boy. This and that. And I was just yeah, man, yeah. You know. But damn. Also it's but I think even with your situation, it's that sucks and that's stupid. You know why? Because I would love to have a girl like you. You know what I mean? Because I have a
that's sweet.
Yeah, but I had a marketing professor. I had one, and his daughter's 5 years old, and he's training her hard, and she's some badass tennis player, right? And he's she really likes it, so I'm training her. You know, he's not being Michael Jordan's dad or Michael Jackson's dad or whatever, but he's training her hard, and it's you can still get those things you kind of wanted in a boy. Even if you have a girl. And then look at Keke, who's balling out, playing basketball and shit like that. You know what I mean? And is trying to go pro. It's man, I would love to have a daughter. Anyway, sorry.
But I'm going to say, it would look all the things I'm doing, it would look I had support from the people that was around me, my family and stuff. But I had more support from the strangers, from friends, people that I did not know. Because my family, they were really skeptical about the things I was doing. Modeling, I would spend countless hours outside from the house. I started modeling in New York again because I used to model here as a kid. And then I revamped my career in New York. And my grandma, I used to live with my grandma back in New York. And my grandma was where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And when I would tell her I'm modeling, she would not believe me. And I would show her pictures. And then during COVID, I got signed by my first agency. Then you want to believe that. Then you want to believe that these countless hours were actually paying off. Then when I was spending countless hours, training and trying to be one of the best players, to like be signed, I finally, it wasn't D1 or D2.
That don't matter.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I still made it to go like.
You know
college.
how many people wish they could play sports after high school? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, even basketball players or whatever, like they're the only time they get to play sports after high school is at the park or in the gym or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not for like organized sports or whatever, you know, and you still got a ball. You still got to get recognized some way, somehow to do that at that level. Like I did NAIA football. So like I seen people better than me not be able to get, you know, certain opportunities because of how like school or whatever the case is. And then I knew that like I played very good for my, you know, for my level or whatever, but it's like, that's where I fit. Like that's how life is. Who cares? It's still fun. I wish I could have still played. Like that's something I go think about. Like I wish I didn't leave so early.
That's true. There's also a lot of politics that plays in like sports. As I like, you know, played more collegiate sports, I realized the politics that plays in the athletic industry, and I started to question like, am I the problem or are they the problem? Like,
what do you mean?
Okay, so when I signed to go to this school, it's called NC Wesleyan. That was a school.
North Carolina, right? This is in North Carolina?
Yeah.
NC Wesley? Okay.
Wesleyan. Yeah, I signed to go there, and that wasn't really my main choice, but I decided to go there, and I was a freshman, so.
What was your main choice? What were you thinking at that time?
I really wanted to go to North Carolina A&T? So I really wanted to like go there for like a year or two and then transfer to A&T. But I guess I was too much of a chat box because I had no support of like how to communicate to these coaches. So
you talk too much a little bit.
Yeah, I talked too much, and I didn't know how to maneuver with these coaches because I had nobody to teach me. And they're like, oh, well, they took away my offer, but it's really, you're not taking away nothing. You didn't take
it was never there. Yeah, if you're going to do it like that, right?
You had no full ride.
Yeah. So, right, what are you taking away from me?
Exactly. What spot?
Yo, that's one thing, too, man. Like, most of my student loans, it's funny because when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, I got a scholarship to play football, this and that. It's like, yo, that out-of-state tuition is crazy. You know what I mean? And it's like most of my... Not anymore because I'm in graduate school, but before I started my master's, most of my student debt was from that.
Yeah.
Was from one semester, my freshman year of college. And then that was more debt than I had for the next 5-6 years it took me to graduate with my bachelor's. And I went to UCF and everything. And it's like, that was like $8,000. If I would have stayed there, oh my gosh.
Yeah. You would struggle to get this house.
But to your point, it's like they have something to offer, right? And it's like, man, you're not really helping me out. But like it's like an opportunity to play, though.
It's like manipulation because you know that you're not giving me any money to actually play for a full ride, but you're manipulating me because you know that, I don't have a secure spot to play, to be on this team. So you know that I have to actually fight for the spot.
Yeah. Which is a whole different game right there, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I still ended up making the team, but, like, throughout the course of, like, being on the team, you see how, like, athletes treat each other. You see how coaches treat athletes.
College level is more business than high school is fun, man. Like, I remember people telling me all the time, like, enjoy this because you're never going to get this again. Like, our coaches used to tell us all the time, y'all boys better enjoy this because you're never going to get this feeling again because this is fun. You're here with your boys from school or whatever, and you're here for fun, and like, we're really trying to win and stuff like that, but, like, not only is the talent level different, but, like, the way the coaches deal with you, the way the sport is, period, in high school is different. In college, it's business. In college, it's scholarships, it's this and that. You're dealing, like, right? Like, you're dealing with people that were the best at their school, right? Small, big, whatever the school size was, come into this program and they're realizing they can't start. Like, it's all kinds of shit. I had to realize that too. Like, I went from a top dog at my high school right? Which we used to lose all the time. So I knew I was not the best person, right?
Yeah.
But also, that's why I was a little more prepared going in. But like, I was fighting for a starting spot, and they asked me to redshirt, and I was like, I'm leaving. You know, like in my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna be here long enough for a red shirt to matter. So I was like, use me how you can. I don't want a red shirt. That's what I told them. But then it was kind of a hit. You know, I'm like, damn, I'm playing special teams and stuff in football. Like I used to play offense, defense, special teams. You know what I mean? Like it's a different thing. It is a different realization. It's like your first step in the real world, but like in the sports zone.
Like, yeah, I totally understand that because when I when I made it to my freshman year, I was not playing. Like I never touched the lick of the court
Nope.
at all.
Yep.
I was like, I asked the coach. I said, literally, what happened? And you know, like you were talking to the coach, you were venting to the coach. The coach took what I said and flipped the stuff. She said, oh, well, because I told her I feel like my time is being wasted here. Like, what is going on? And she's like, well, you feel like she told what I said and told it to the head coach, but I'm just venting. That does not mean, like, I don't want to be on the team. So
she took the venting. Like,
yeah,
she
took
don't
it
want to be
serious.
here.
Yes, like, she took what I said so serious. Oh, my God. It was crazy. So, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
So you said that you had to transfer or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Like, after my freshman year, we got a ring, even though I did not touch a lick of the court.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Freshman year, bench right into the ring. I'll take it. That's not bad.
Yeah. I'm not going to complain. I still got that ring to this day.
So what was the ring for? It was like the championship? You guys won everything?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
This bench riding is crazy.
So they were nice then, huh?
I mean, yeah, until they lost against another team. And then my sophomore year, I told the coach that I didn't want to be there because I feel like I didn't fit in. And then other stuff like my playing time and all that stuff. And she just told me, like, if you want to leave, then leave. Like, but that's crazy. Like, why would you talk to your player like that? But anyways, I end up leaving. And then the school that I ended up transferring to, like, there was a lot of controversial issues. Like, the coach ended up getting, like, she ended up getting put on leave. And then we had an assistant coach that ended up taking her position for a second. He ended up getting he ended up getting suspended for a little bit because he started acting like a character. He was reckless. Yo. And
the guy coach that is head of the women's basketball team, you always gotta watch out for that guy.
there was a women's coach.
Oh, okay, never mind.
There was a women's coach. She got put on leave. And then there was a assistant men's coach. He was taking her position for a little bit. And then when he was, covering the games, he kept getting texts. So they suspended him.
Text for what though?
Like the refs was not calling the game right.
Yeah,
Text.
so he would snap.
Yeah. And it was already bad enough. We got 7 players.
Yeah.
So that's something you were talking about too, like out there. It was hard to even like get enough players to like get the season going even.
Yeah.
For the new school that you went to, right?
Yeah.
Where was the new school that you went to?
I went to William Peace University. I'm still going
Is that
there.
in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Still? Okay.
Yeah, it's in the same conference as Westland,
Uh-huh.
SC Westland. And I ended up playing them home.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was.
You try to give them buckets?
I did try. I just felt like there was a lot of side eyes because a lot of people that I interacted with at the old school end up showing their face at the home game.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
That's
me
funny.
give you buckets.
Who won that game?
They won. Yeah, they sound nice. She got a ring her freshman year, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just want to ask them.
It's all right. That's like my life. My worst memory in my one of my top worst memories in high school was my senior year, and I went to middle school in Polk County, And all of my friends in middle school went to Haines City, and then I went to a different county when I went to high school. And there was so much beef between these two schools, and we were super competitive up until my senior year, man.
And there was no point of being competitive senior year with Derwin James.
Yeah, like Derwin James on the safety for the Chargers, he was their safety.
Yeah, he plays for the NFL now.
Yeah,
He was at Haines City High School. He played against
athletes, bro. And then he wasn't even the best player on the team. DJ Law, there was a running back that was like way nicer. Like he just didn't execute the opportunities that he had.
Yeah, man, that's sad.
Man, like that was so bad. And like I remember coming out at halftime, we were getting blown out.
That's crazy.
And there was people on the fence screaming at me like, "Yo, get off the field, you suck!" And I look over and it was Zach and Mateo. There was only two of my friends in the stands, empty ass stands, bro. Yeah. And they went to Haines City too.
Nah.
And I just saw them out there, and I was like, "This is miserable, man." No. I was screaming at everybody. I was talking, so I was so mad.
What was the halftime score?
It was like 24-something, but it ended up like 50-something, like 50-0. It was bad. Like I was talking, like even DJ was like, "Which one of y'all motherfuckers tried to scoop me?" I was like, "It was me." It was fucking me. And Bubba Chops, rest in peace, Bubba Chops.
Yeah, rest in peace, bro.
He was D1 athlete too. He was giving our O-line the work. He was just like, yeah, it's number 45. I know who that is. Let's get his ass. And I was like, yo, you're supposed to be my friend. I didn't work that game.
That's funny as fuck, bro, because it's so true.
But it's funny. It's funny how that goes. It's sports is great for that though, because it lets you know like that's life, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you could. It's not always like these Cinderella stories or whatever the case is, and it's like those things though. Those things fuel me these days. Like I think about those memories, and I'm like,
fuck Zach and Chris.
No, I think about those memories and I'm just like, why didn't I do this different? Why didn't I do this different? Like, I wish I would have talked to, like, right before the game started, like, yo, y'all motherfuckers better get ready. We better get out. You know what I mean? Like, because we were not focused and there was no leadership. Like, that was something I took, like, I regret back then. You know what I mean?
I look back, too, and I wish I was, like, a little bit more focused on football, too, because I used to just go to football and just, like, hang out and have fun. Like, I was never took it serious. Never tried to, like, actually, like, learn the actual concept of football or anything like that.
Imagine how you take your life now.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine you were fucking up in high school.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, you were hustling, but it's like, that's okay. Retrospect, it's okay. But it's like, also, imagine if you were hustling the way you are now.
Fucking up, yeah. No, yeah, it's true.
What was you doing?
Not on the record. It's all good. I was just making stupid decisions, is all.
You said it before, right? Zach used to... No. Zach used to sell ass.
Whoa.
That's what it sounds like.
Pause. No.
One quick thing, too, that was interesting. So, like, you lived in Florida. You stopped at Texas for a little bit. You lived in New York. Then you went to college in North Carolina for a little bit. What parts did you like the most? Where do you like the most?
See, every time I have a conversation with people, I always talk about New York. Nothing could ever beat New York City. I mean...
You loved it out there.
I love it. I mean, I'm from there, but going back there to, like, go back to school really refreshed my memory and really gave me the taste of, like, where I'm from for real. So if I grew up there, like, from birth, for my whole childhood, I feel like I would have been a whole different person. So
really?
Yes.
No, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we talked about it on another podcast. It's like New York, you got to deal with so much confrontation. Like, just naturally, it just conditions you a different way. And that's why, like, people say, like, I've been to New York a couple of times. My fiance is from New York or whatever. And that's one thing. But, like, it's so evident when you're in New York. Like, me and my boy, Big Mike, we did a layover before in New York. And I could tell just by the flight attendants. Like... oh, we're in New York. Because Big Mike asked, like, hey, is there any way, like, you could, like, we could move to, like, a certain seat? Because, like, he's a big he's, like, 6'4", like, 300 something pounds.
He's a lineman.
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker. So he was just trying to say, like, is there any openings so, like, to accommodate, like, and she was, like, she gave so much attitude to that motherfucker. And it was so funny because Mike looked at me. He was like, yep, we're in New York. Or whatever. And I was like, like, that, like, explained it perfectly. Because, like, when we flew out of Florida, and they were so nice to him, too, when he said the same shit. But anyway.
Like, yeah, of course, yeah, we'll get you upgraded. Don't worry about it.
But I don't think it's like people from New York are not assholes. It's like you speak in your mind. You're not scared of confrontation. You speak a certain amount of But coming from Orlando, right, for most of your life, to going to New York, did you have to get used to it a little bit?
At first, like, you see what I look like. So my eyes is like the number one key to attract somebody. So when I first moved there, everybody was drawn to like the way I look and my hair and my eyes. I had more hair when I was younger. So everybody was like, "Oh my God, your eyes are so pretty." So when you're in a new space, you don't speak, and then the person that is drawn to you, they would speak to you.
Yeah.
So I had like a lot of friends, but whatever like that. So
you didn't like get that rapport going yet.
Yeah.
Per se.
So basically,
that's fun though. That's good. Like being the new person.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had to go through that in high school. I hated it. I went from like middle school where like I knew everybody was all my boys, and when I went to high school, I was like, "Fuck!" Like nobody knows me. Even all the freshmen coming in, like different middle schools and stuff, and I was like, I had a different experience. I hated it. I had to start from scratch. I felt like I was like,
but isn't it good to have nobody know you so you could just have a clean slate?
Yeah. But like I went into high school with a girlfriend too. That was like the worst thing I could have ever done.
You guys were in different schools too.
I was with LeSean. I went into high school.
Yeah, but she went to Haines City, no?
No, she came to Liberty.
Oh, she went to Liberty too?
Yeah, it was just like you know, when you, like imagine going to like starting new
in New York with bringing
like
your
somebody
boyfriend
else
with
is
you.
starting new with you, you know, and it's like in life now, like outside of high school, that's cool, but like in high school, it's like you kind of like stunted a little bit, you know what I mean? Because you're supposed to go meet friends and like do this or that. I don't know. It was
AKA he didn't get to smash as many girls as he wished he could have.
Right. That's why I didn't have a girlfriend since sophomore year. Sophomore year to senior year. Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast, Kiki.
Damn.
That's funny as fuck.
Nah, but so New York, you like the best?
Yeah, because after I graduate college, I plan to like move back to New York or ATL or LA. I love the city.
What about ATL? Why have you been there before?
Well, I drove through it.
You drove through it?
That's funny.
Atlanta is. I've been there before, and I wasn't there long enough, but Atlanta seems pretty cool. I think I could live in.
I recently heard that Atlanta has more movies and film production than LA right now.
Really?
Yeah.
LA's going. I don't know, man. Like LA, like. We've talked about Orlando getting ready to be in the next LA, which was overshot. But during COVID, it was a trajectory that was worth talking about. Like during COVID, because everything was shut down. Only Florida was like flying.
He's talking about like finance wise.
Yeah, like business, all types of shit. But Atlanta is becoming that too. Atlanta's
a lot different than LA though.
Who's the guy that's Medea?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. Does he have a place in Atlanta? Does he have like his studio out there?
I think 50 Cent just bought a massive property out in Atlanta too. I think it was like 500,000 square feet.
But Tyler Perry has like
he has a lot of land.
Big ass production, like a production city. Like it's big. It's not a city, but like it's a big ass. I think it's in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I wonder how big that is, because I just saw that 50 Cent bought like over 500,000 square feet warehouse. Which, to put in perspective, the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, which used to be the second biggest, and now it's the third. But that put in perspective, that's like 25% of our convention center here in Orlando.
Yeah, it's crazy.
500. There's like 500 and something thousand square feet is what 50 Cent just bought for film production. So he's about to start
for film production because he's doing like Power.
Yeah, so he's about to start turning shit up. 50 Cent's about to start turning shit up, and I'm pretty sure it was in Atlanta. Too. I think it was like, or it was in that area. I think
because eventually, shit like Joe Rogan from LA
I don't have my phone.
To Austin. He's starting that big comedy scene and shit out there in Austin. Like, man, it's expensive out there.
Yeah,
Kiki. Like, so is New York, but like you cannot supplement New York. You could supplement some shit that they got going in LA. Like New York, there's no replacement. Like it's expensive, but it's also like you can't get that anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in the United States. But LA, it's expensive as hell, and I feel like, man, you could get that in other places. You know what I mean?
How so? Because I feel like there's a lot of people. How I look at it is a not good networking opportunities. That's why I named those cities. They're
True.
Great networking opportunities. If I name somewhere like North Carolina, yeah, they're there, but you got to drive everywhere.
No.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but like, I think you're right, because there's a lot of like famous people and stuff go and live in LA.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely a thing.
But I mean, the argument for LA could be counteracted because a lot of people are starting to leave too.
It's
The
just
earthquakes?
you just need
No, it's everything. I think more so than anything, it's like the cost of living is going through this. A lot of people are
it's
starting
just
to leave.
expensive.
You know what's been booming lately that kind of surprises me for networking. It's crazy because JP got the jump on it. Houston.
Texas?
Yes. Houston
Well,
and
Austin, too.
Houston and Austin are booming for networking right now. Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh, because it's cheap to live there.
That's probably what it is. I don't know what it is, but a lot
But
of
it's
people are
also,
talking about that.
it's a big city too. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, it's one of those things. But you're right. It's not LA. It's not
No,
that.
no.
Like, if you're trying to like network with like famous people and influencers and shit, there's nothing better than LA. But I guess depending on what you're trying to do, like if you're trying to be an influencer, social media or something, there's nothing better than LA. I don't think I can argue that. Acting,
Film productions, like I said, Atlanta's becoming the number one
but like
for right
when
now.
you start segmenting some of these things out, there's other places that might have better opportunities and concentration of people. You know, it's like you really gotta know what you're trying to network for, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because like influencers, social media, acting, shit like that, I guess for sure LA's top.
Probably New York's probably like business or something like that, right?
Business and entertainment, like modeling. And
Modeling.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
fashion.
And that's what you do, right? Like
Yeah.
you have business. So what do you do with modeling? Can you explain that?
She models. Period.
So stop.
So you model.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You know, I would say this is a funny story. So like, while I was in high school, this lady, she was a counselor and she was a model, and then she knew of a student that was going to my school. When he graduated, he started modeling, so I reached out to him so I could collab with him. He got me one of his photographers so I could collab with him, so I got one of his jobs. So after I, did work with him, I was on Eventbrite to go to like different fashion shows or whatever, so I could be a part of the fashion event or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, after the fashion show, one of the photographers, he was interested in how I looked. And I had short hair like this. It was, like, blonde. And he was like, oh, I like how you look. You have an interesting face. And you have, like, your face is very unique. And he just started taking pictures of me. And it was him and another guy. And one of the photographers just became my personal photographer. Like, throughout my whole years of, like, a high schooler, it was, like, junior and senior year, I just started working with him.
Super dope.
Oh, that's dope. That's really cool.
That's super dope. Are you ready for that world, though? Do you like that world?
I do, because I don't like working a 9 to 5. That's boring.
Yeah. But, like, modeling life is, like, if you're doing it for money, right? Because then, like, all right, now, like, these gigs come up, and it's, like, they start having these demands, right? Like, it's like, I need you to hit this weight or something, or I'm trying to do, like, a nude picture or something. Like, it gets very, like, invasive, right? On, like, your personal life. Like, you gotta live your personal life differently just to meet a certain standard for a gig or something. Or, like, would you, like, are you open for all of those things? Or is it kind of like you're gonna do your thing and stick in your lane kind of thing? Or what?
I feel like I will do whatever, because I'm very spontaneous.
And you're artistic.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
that's good, though. So then you are kind of, like, open to that world.
Yeah, so I would do whatever, as long as I'm not, like, doing porn. So,
Okay, that's good. That boundary set.
yeah, that's my only boundary, as long as I'm not, like, doing nothing crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like there's nothing really crazy.
Yeah, no, like, my fiance's brother does some pictures and stuff. I'm just like, I can never do that. But, like, it takes a certain You got to be.
Well, he's also gay though too. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I would tuck it back and take it back.
Oh no, bro, Cruz, I'm dead.
Anyway,
Tuck it back.
but so
He's
that's
gonna
good.
tuck it
And
back.
that's interesting too, because like you're 20 years old, you're getting ready to finish college, and you got kind of like two paths that you're kind of thinking about with that modeling life or whatever. You're going to school for communications.
Yes, I am in school for journalism, but like after I graduate, I do want to go play basketball overseas because like given the fact that like my years of playing basketball was not fair to me, I'm just like might as well I still play basketball for a couple years but get paid for it this time because it's not fair that I played basketball my first year and my teammates were not fair to me. They did not. Well, to me, they didn't treat me like how I wanted to be treated. Mm-hmm. And in my second year playing collegiate basketball, our season got shut down. So that's not fair.
Isn't it? It's weird because I've heard this in certain places that women's basketball is way more popular overseas than it is in the States.
See, just recently, women's basketball started blowing up.
Yeah, it's taking off now.
What's that? Yeah. What are the two girls?
Reese? Oh, Caitlin and Reese, or whatever. That whole drama.
Well,
that went
their March Madness shit. They kind of like that was very good. That was very like that was the best promo. Women's college basketball has gotten in since as a casual watcher. I'm not even a basketball fan like that. But
what do you have an opinion on that? The whole situation with the whole thing, or no?
I just
shout out to Iowa first.
You know, in my opinion, I feel like they're just two women that are very competitive at basketball that love the game.
That's what I said, man. I was like, what happened that day?
They were talking shit.
Exactly. It's nothing. That's literally sports competition. Like, a lot of people don't realize like what is said on a fucking football field, what is said on a basketball court. Like, people do not understand what is said because people be talking some reckless shit.
But did it go crazy? Did it get like all this publicity because it doesn't happen often in women's college basketball?
I don't know, but you know what though?
Like two top women's basketball athletes going at it.
It feels like people got bothered more than it bothered the player.
I feel like it has to do with gender stereotype.
Maybe that's definitely a possibility.
They're stereotyping women as these soft like people. So, well, I feel like I worded that so
no.
Just like,
no.
Like they can't go back and forth like they do in
the
men's college basketball.
Yeah, raw. And but like, I mean, we're not gonna sit here and break down like, oh, this person's from this where, but like, we're gonna sit here and talk about competitive nature and how the person has love for the game and passion for the game. Just like how a man is playing basketball and playing football, they're gonna talk shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're gonna be like your mother, like
something that blew my mind is that people were dragging Reese for the whole thing, and I'm like,
who was Reese again? Was that the girl on?
That was so Caitlin was the white girl that won. Reese was the black girl that lost. Yeah.
No, she lost.
Yeah, Caitlin was the white girl that lost.
Yeah. Caitlin that lost. Oh yeah, Iowa I'm sorry. Lost. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Yeah, my fault.
Opposite.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm tripping. Yeah.
She'll be tight.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm tripping. My bad. No, yeah. So yeah, they lost that game. Yeah, and that's what happened. But yeah, my bad.
That's interesting though. So it's either like. So now that I think about it, because my first reaction was like, oh, like this is the first time two of the top athletes in women's college basketball were like going at it while the stakes were high. Because otherwise, why is it getting so much publicity if this is a normal thing? But it's also a white girl and a black girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Race.
Yeah, I think race played into it. I will honestly say,
matches too.
I think, but what I was getting at is the fact that like people were dogging them for like what happened with that whole thing with how Reese reacted, but. Bro, in the NBA, people have thrown fists.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying.
And people have had less reaction. And they have literally thrown straight up fists. Like straight up fought each other.
But how about the WNBA?
They don't do that.
See? So that's why it got publicity. Right? Like there's something there to it.
I don't know. And something else I got to say.
Except for one of the girls that we got out of Russia. I know she talked to her shit.
Gardner?
Brittany Gardner.
Yeah. Yes. What did she even say?
Some people think we lost that trade.
That's crazy.
This guy Cruz,
that's
bro.
A clip.
You're an idiot.
I'm promise you in a bet that if a woman was to like throw fists, I don't know. I feel like it would degrade, like lower the.
Why do but people like that? It's our instinct. It's our natural instinct. I don't know. Like that's why UFC is the thing. That's why
fight or flight.
Yeah, that's why like in high school, like nobody fucking knows nothing. But like when you see two people getting ready to go at it, you see the whole campus start
wilding, like
swarming,
Yeah.
right? Like we can't help it, man. We love that shit. That's in our instincts.
Yeah, I don't know. But I thought the whole situation was stupid. I think it got blown way out of proportion for what it really needed to be honest. I think it was just being competitive.
But
competitive trash talk. Simple.
There's something to it though, man, because it's like, look, it's interesting to me because it's like, look, obviously, you know, women's basketball, college basketball, even WNBA, you guys aren't going to be like doing 360 dunks and shit like that, right? But it's interesting to see like how that competitive nature even can bring that same type of publicity though.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I don't know.
I think
it's like you said, you don't see it that much. And it's like
I think how it got blown out is stupid, but I think the publicity was good for the WNBA.
hell yeah. It was women's college basketball because is Reese staying there next year?
Yeah.
So both of them are going to be there next year too.
Ooh, that's crazy.
So that's going to be cool. Like I don't know. Like it is interesting.
It's gonna be another year, yeah.
But what do you think about overseas though? What is your plan for overseas? Like how do you even go about that? Because I got some buddies that have played overseas and stuff, and I was always interested. I never asked them about it.
See, I really think it's all about who you know.
Yeah.
And connections and all of that stuff because
1000%.
Yeah, because like when it comes to like going overseas and going to the league and all that stuff, you have to know people. Of course, you could like go to these combines and stuff like that, but like mainly you have to perform well in game, and you have to know like people to like, get you in contact with these agents and stuff like that.
Yep. Have you heard? Because I think it like so to that point that I was thinking about when I heard how international women's basketball is way more popular than it is in the States, Russia specifically. Is it more popular for Russia too? In Russia, isn't it like women's basketball like a big thing in Russia?
Honestly, I don't know.
I think that was, which is hilarious that they were holding Brittany Griner. What's her name again?
Yeah,
Gardner.
Brittany, yeah.
That damn. Can you say her name?
Brittany Garner.
Brittany Garner. I didn't want to mess it up. So it's hilarious that they were holding Brittany Garner for some weed or whatever. And like how big
not even like herb, but like a fucking
cartridge,
a marijuana cart.
But that's insane. Like, how can you? I feel like they did that because of the whole
conflict right now going on with Ukraine. Yeah, I think that
they knew about that before we knew about that. Obviously, right? Like,
well, that's been going on.
What was getting ready to happen?
That was going on whenever it happened.
Yeah,
that was already going on. The whole Ukraine stuff has been going on for a while.
That's
now.
right. And it was like, why would you go to Russia with weed? Like it was kind of like.
Didn't she go there to play though? Didn't she go to the play? That's what she was doing, right?
She was playing out there, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And she had a weed cartridge, and then they locked her up. That's fucked up.
That's almost a year.
Yeah,
she was 10 months. 10 months, and they cut her hair.
Yeah, in Russia too. You don't know what she went through in Russia, man. She probably got some traumas now.
Bro,
nah, she was. Come on, bro.
No, don't.
Have you seen her? She will give people the works in there.
Bro, I'm not worried about like her versus the people. I'm talking about her versus the guards. Her versus the society. What they can do. I don't care how big you are, how badass you are.
True.
They lock you in a shower with 15 other people.
Right.
You can, no matter how powerful you are and who you are, you can only do so much. You know
Which
I mean?
I'm assuming they didn't do that to her because they were trying to negotiate. We gave them back like some Russian like.
He was like a Russian arms dealer.
Yeah, like he was a big dude or whatever that we had, and we gave him back.
I was just thinking to myself, why do we have to swap a trade?
Yeah.
Why do we have to give someone that's a criminal that's not a criminal?
Facts. I say we just bombed them, motherfuckers. I'm just joking.
They probably locked her up for that reason. They probably knew who we had. And we're just like, let's keep this girl for whatever reason we can just to get homie back.
It's really giving modern day Germany Nazis.
Oh, Russia?
What?
Russia? Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I don't know if you guys just recently heard now that we're kind of like talking on this, but the United States just sent like 30 something tanks over to Ukraine right now. Like, and we're basically like, that doesn't look good. We're starting to send tanks and troops over to Ukraine right now.
That's like the war zone.
That's like that's literally like us beginning to get into a war. And I think that was just them kind of like showing their face and everything. I think that's all it was. And I think they realized like, oh shit, we can actually do something with this. Let's just see what we can get. I don't think they actually even cared about the whole situation. I think they just used it as like a little pawn on a chess. I think that's all it was.
But on a brighter note,
yo, it sounds so sad.
But on another note though, so you got two like goals, two like future plans. What do you feel like those are going to conflict with each other?
What my goals are?
Because you're going to try to.
So what are my goals? I'm dead.
Because like you're trying to go play basketball overseas, but also like this
model
modeling thing.
Oh yeah, like I had this whole little vision board that I had created, and like I'm not gonna lie to you, I want to do a lot, and I always live by this quota: live life with no regrets. Because
YOLO.
Yeah, like I believe that whatever you do, whatever thoughts that you have that's positive, do it. Because I wanna be that mother that says, oh, yeah, I did it. I did this. And I don't want to be that. Because I listened to the adults when I was younger, and they'd be like, yeah, I could have went pro.
A bunch of woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, that's regret. Like, you're living life with a bunch of regrets right now.
Yeah.
And you could have done it.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of excuses.
Or try it, and then you know you couldn't do it. Like, that's why. And you got something on your Instagram, too, where it's like, you got to fail enough or something, right?
I think
it's all right. No, but there is people are so scared to fail, man, and it's like that was something that clicked for me because you always hear like, don't be scared, just try, whatever. Failure is a loss is a lesson, whatever the case is. But it's also like when you start to get some regrets, you start to realize like, I don't care if I try and it don't work.
Right.
I could now go through my life knowing that I couldn't do that. Like, it's kind of sad when you say it like that. Like, I can't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't make that work for my timing and whatever the case is. But it's also like, you put what you could into it. Even this podcast, we kind of talking about like, there's a 99% chance that this podcast don't do nothing, right? But like, if it doesn't, when I'm in my 40s and stuff like that, and I look back, I'm like, yeah, I tried that podcast shit. Like, we tried that shit. Like, we did work. Like, we did this, and we have our own fun, nice accolades that we have for ourselves internally or whatever. But like, also, I will not regret not trying. You know what I mean? Like, really trying, even if we fail, even if it doesn't turn out to be what we wish it would have been, or whatever the case is. And there's value in that, I think. You know what I mean? Like, in everything. Whatever the case is. Like, and I once that kind of clicked for me, I'm like, I try to use that for everything now. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm having conversations in my career or whatever, like, it's like, why the fuck not? Like, what? You gonna get fired? Cool. Like, you go find a job and then do your 9-to-5 shit. Cool. Like, if you really, like, worst case scenario, but at least like, you try to push for something crazy or something better, or you can never look at somebody that's some CEO or COO and be like, well, that motherfucker just knew people or whatever. It's like, no, it's like, why don't you try putting yourself in the situations that they put themselves in? And if you fail, cool, then like you got to get lucky at the same time too, Like, I don't know. I that's interesting. I like that. Yeah,
I totally agree. I feel like you have to fail a lot. Sorry. A lot of successful people don't become successful because they succeed one time. You have to fail multiple times so you can succeed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just believe that quote, whatever I said in that quote,
it's valid. Yeah, it's valid. We're gonna figure that quote out.
Yeah,
you're the one who got the phone, but my phone's charged. I've tried to look up stuff already. I couldn't look it up. I'm still stuck on. I just want to know where the fuck 50 cents, 500,000 square foot warehouses. I just want to know where it is. I forgot, but I'm pretty sure it was in Atlanta. But I want to look it up.
You have to fail a lot in order to succeed.
Right.
Boom.
Right. I was wondering why you so quiet, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just like, I'm letting that go. You good?
You supposed to be the one preaching the gospel.
Preaching the gospel.
Yes,
Preaching
like,
the gospel.
yeah, because it's always the quiet ones that preach the gospel because they always think about what to say.
No, it's the quiet ones that you gotta be scared of. Zach is the one with the gun.
Whoa, pause.
For real. No, low key, he does have a gun.
It's not on me.
Now I'm getting nervous.
Ra-ta-ta-ta.
She said, right, I'm dead, bro.
All right, so what's the plan, Keke? Let us know. Let's go. So you gonna finish school here pretty soon? Because this is interesting. Like, this is one thing I kind of thought about too. Is even getting people that. But why? Life sucks, man. Like, life is no much better.
Great motivation. Life sucks.
Like,
Cruise. Life sucks.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's funny because I nobody likes school. I get that. I don't like school, right? But also, when I was in my undergrad, like, hated it. But also because that was everything. Like, I was mainly going to school, and then I worked. You know, I was working still full time, but I didn't care about what I was doing. You know, so school was everything, and I was like, I can't wait to fucking finish because there's these milestones and these goals, right? But then I graduated, and I went into got deeper into my career and stuff, and I realized like how much politics and shit there is in life, right? Like, that shit don't change.
In life in general,
that shit don't change.
Oh,
and when I went back to school for my master's degree, it was funny because I started getting like relief in school because there's no politics. Like, you put in work, you get a grade, and you get an A, B, or C based off the effort, based off the questions you asked, based off what you did, right? There's no, and then you get it. You get that reward. That it's a work and result. And there was something like really relieving about that to me. Like, after 2 years of like working in my career, and it's kind of like, how many people in their job are like, I'm busting ass, I'm doing all this, and they don't want to give me this? Like, they don't want to give me this job or whatever, right? Like, it's very gray or whatever. And I found myself going to school, and I was telling my fiance about it. I was like, yo, like, I'm actually getting a little bit of like relief. Like, I'll go to school and I know, like, all right, I just gotta listen, I'm gonna take some notes, I know when the exam is, I'm gonna do what I gotta do on the exam, and then that shows me where I'm at. You know, like, and if I don't do good, it's because I know I didn't study enough. You know, it's like one of those, there's something nice about that. You know, and it's kind of like sports too, where it's like, that's why sports is so nice, because there's politics, right? But like, at the end of the day, when you're actually playing, it's like, it's me versus you. Whoever's better wins, and that's it. You know,
Right.
That's not the case, which is crazy in most areas of life. The best doesn't always just win. You know what I mean? Like Zach, you're better than people at a lot of things, right? But that doesn't mean you're getting that same opportunity. It's about networking. It's about who you know. It's about what you look like. You know, like all these different fucking things that has nothing to do with the effort you're putting in or the merit you have. You know, I don't know. There's something about it. That's why I'm like,
that was inspirational.
Don't wish it away. Don't wish it away. Don't wish away school too fast, man. Like, life don't change. As soon as you're done, you're gonna get into something else, and then you're gonna have a different milestone.
You're making me want to sign up for school, and I don't even know what the fuck I want to do.
So my question,
I can't wait to finish either. Don't get me wrong.
My question to you is, what have you learned going through your 4 years or 4 years of bachelor's and 2 years of the master's?
You got 1 year master left.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of my master's, and I mean, I learned a lot of shit, but like.
Great summary.
I mean, like
not the educational wise, like,
yeah, to highlight some things. It's like,
that a degree doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, and when I say that, I mean like, not all people, not every piece of paper is equal, right? Like, when I say that, I mean like, not everybody that graduates from high school is equal, right? We know that everybody that graduated. You know, we know our friends that graduated from high school. You know, if you're better, you know people that are better than you that graduated when we graduated high school, you know? Same thing when I graduated with my bachelor's. I looked around my class. I kind of felt the people around me. We all graduated. We're not all equal. We're all different players in this field. You know what I mean? Same thing with the MBA. Like, there's a lot of jobs that's like, oh, MBA required. If you don't have it, then don't talk to us or whatever. And it's like, that's It's kind of while there's some badass motherfuckers that got their MBA, there's also some dumb motherfuckers that got their MBA. You know what I mean? And then there's people that are super badass that didn't even try to go for that because they feel like, you know, like it's not necessary. Whatever the case is, that's something I learned. That's where I say like it's stupid. Like the piece of paper don't matter. You know what I mean? Like there's benefits from it or whatever. Same thing with like your degree. Like you're gonna kind of find that out where it's like, yeah, it's a great background, but you guys got to, you know, you're still gonna find yourself competing with people that didn't get your degree because they're really good at what they do.
For real, though.
She mad as fuck.
No, for
That's
real.
how it goes.
I'm wasting my time.
No, you're not though. You're not though, because
So tired.
So like the thing is that like something else that he doesn't really add into that is that like
It's insane.
not getting your degree sometimes requires you to put more work into it.
you got to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you can get a degree and be the same place as the next person next to you with no degree, but the amount of work that the person put in with no degree is usually a lot more than a person that has a degree.
For sure. And you're giving yourself options.
Because not only do they have to learn the stuff on their own, that means failing on their own, going through like trials and tribulations on their own. That's not like a course by course curriculum, but also the fact that like they have to prove themselves just that much more too, because the paper kind of adds validity to you versus them. It's like they have to do a lot to be able to add the validity, you know?
Like at a younger age, you could get your foot in different doors that you probably would have had to wait 5-10 years for, like busting your ass in another route. You know what I mean? Like I see that all the time, and I know that. So that's why I say school matters. You know what I mean?
Tired.
It's a lot.
I'm so tired.
But I mean, you're trying to do modeling and basketball. In that case, get the no. I'm just playing. You're about to finish that shit.
No, because like being in school, I'm not gonna lie to you. Being in school really contradicts other things that I do. Like, you know, like
Yeah, but you gotta finish what you started though.
you are right.
That's one thing.
I'm almost done.
It is what it is. You gotta
you're already so far into it. It's kind of pointless to just not finish.
And if you do modeling or whatever, like you could find yourself working at an agency or something, and that communications background could help. Nah,
I don't want to work for nobody.
you just want to be your own thing. Contract modeling.
Well, that communications might help if you ever start your own agent business.
It can't help.
So there you go. You could have your agency business and that communication. You never know. Everybody has their life and their path in life.
Yeah, it's gonna come into effect when you
Full
least
circle,
expect
yeah.
it, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, thank God!" Like we just had a comedian on Morgan Gallo. She got her degree in communications. She's a stand-up comedian,
Oh,
and she's making money off that. But like today's comedian has to be on social media. They got to do this and that, right? And it's like that's when that degree kind of helped her a little bit. I don't know, like some of those. I don't know if she did marketing. I think she did marketing.
She did marketing. I was like, no, the fuck she didn't do community.
You should have done
She did
marketing.
Damn, Cruz. Yo, you're such a fool.
yo,
Cruz is a fool, bro. He's clowning.
Nah, you're right. Quit. No, I'm just fucking with you.
quit is crazy.
Yo, I'm dead. This man Cruz is a clown, bro.
No. Point being, you're gonna find out when it school period, just like everybody kind of says, is like it teaches you how to like finish what you started, right? Like if you don't finish, people are gonna look at that as a weakness on you.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm a dropout college student, so it's okay.
Yeah, but
Where'd
like
you go?
your first
Valencia.
year, that's how,
Oh damn. Yeah. Valencia.
Valencia's like you can do decent with it. It's good. It's a good start, kickstart. But I dropped out at Valencia.
How long did you have left?
I only had 3 classes.
Damn. Hey
But
man,
yeah.
school's not for everyone, you know.
No,
I judge Zach every day. I'm just fucking.
Okay, so like, since the year? I mean, we're in the middle of the year, so like, what's the goals? Personal.
Oh, let's go through it. I like that. We could
All right.
kind of. That's a good
you
way
wanna
for
start?
this
Or you want me?
episode. You go first. You got something?
Yeah, so personal goals for me, like I would say, like on career wise, I would definitely point towards me trying to finish my pilot stuff by the end of this year.
Zach's gonna be a pilot.
Yeah.
How do you do that without school?
So it's actually, believe it or not, to become a pilot, it's actually like you can do. There's part 61 and part 141 without getting too deep into detail. Part 141 is like a school curriculum based thing, and then part 61 is kind of like a certificate style.
You don't have to get a bachelor's.
No, you can get a bachelor's, but you don't have to. It's more of like a certificate. Believe it or not, a pilot's license is actually a certificate. It's not even considered a license. It's actually a certificate.
So it's like trade school.
Yeah, exactly. Pilot,
or
becoming a pilot is considered like a trade school or like a certificate program, unless you go like a 4-year aerospace degree. You can go like actual like university route, but you're going to be paying like $250,000.
Oh no.
For that bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say my main personal goal is probably that for sure.
All right.
For me, it would be like for career wise.
This is the communications degree coming out of you right now.
It is. I like it.
You just flipped the podcast, and now I feel like I'm being interviewed on my podcast.
I love it. No,
Are you the host now?
Yeah, this is Keke's podcast.
Yo, that sounds fire.
Keke hijacked the podcast.
Keke's hijack.
That's funny. Anyway, go ahead.
We'll
Chris.
talk after this. Nah, career wise, for me is I want to figure out. I want to really this year. I want to figure out what I want to do because
that's funny. I'm sorry.
What are you in school for?
This man said my goal for this year is to figure out what I want to do.
Hey.
Nah, like so many people go to school for something and do something else.
Yeah.
Like it happens all, especially in the business world. That happens so many ways. And I went to school for accounting, and my career right now is I'm very much in accounting, but I'm very much not in accounting. Like I'm doing a lot of other things, and I like those other things. But there's parts of accounting that I like, and there's some safety, and like there's some like not so much like moving parts in the account. Like, you know, there's pros and cons to both paths that I could kind of take. And right now I'm getting a lot of work outside of accounting where I'm like really where I've talked to my boss about it a little bit, where it's like, you know, I'm considering a title change, you know, like I really need to figure out where I'm going. Because just to give you some background is like I graduated in accounting, but I haven't done accounting until literally like this year. And I've been doing like really good things in my career, but it hasn't been in that world. So I really want to figure out where my trajectory is going to go. Because I've always had a couple options, and I feel like I've excelled so quickly that I kind of need to figure that out soon. You know what I mean? Or else I'm going to put myself in the wrong path. So my goal this year is to figure out exactly what I want to do. Like what path I want to take. And it's weird because you know what? Like your age, 20 years old, 22, 21, 22, 23. You got a lot of options. You can have multiple paths. Like you said, you got modeling, you could play basketball, professional basketball, whatever the case is. But like as you get older and you start really getting experience in one or the other, or you start getting success in one or the other, it's unrealistic to think that you can, not that you can do both, but you really do got to kind of commit to one or the other.
Like
if you want to be great.
100%, yeah.
If you want to be great, if you want to reach that upper echelon of whichever path that is, you're not there, right? But like, I feel like I'm starting to get to that point where I gotta really decide what path, or else there's no going back, kind of thing. And it's a weird part of life. I think it is a weird part of life, and I don't say that to say like for instance, if you're playing overseas basketball, like you gotta commit. You can't be fucking around and taking flights and doing modeling gigs and stuff like that, or else you will not be the best overseas basketball player. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing. And that's not a thing that you have to care about now. It's actually good that you do multiple things and keep your options open now, because then you can execute, you know, the opportunities that happen. But at a certain point, when you're getting really good and you're reaching success in whichever path, it is a weird part of life that you do have to kind of make a choice. You know? Zach has been through the same thing where it's like there's this entrepreneur world that he's in, there's the pilot world. And then like certain opportunities come in one or the other, and it's like, whoa. You know, at a certain point, you do have to make a choice, and it's weird when you get there, you know, because we always kind of, I don't know. And it's not like you can never go back, but there is those turning points in life that you do have to kind of make a decision, you know, and it's kind of, and that's where I feel like I want to kind of be at the end of this year.
I totally agree with that statement you just said, because that's why, like, when I go overseas, I was planning to because the business that I do run, I was planning to have workers by the time I go overseas. So I have people working in the back end while I'm playing basketball, and all I got to do is check up on.
Yeah. Yep.
So if that doesn't work, if it takes longer than expected, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right, because they did people did tell me you can't have one plan. You have to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yep.
And because when I was in high school, my plan was to just play college basketball. If I had no other plan.
Yeah.
So they were telling me you need to have other plans. I'm like, no, I had no other plan.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to play basketball in college. And they're like, what if that doesn't happen? I'm like, well, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it did, but I don't know. I didn't know how to
Yo,
explain it.
that's so interesting, though, because, you just sparked, something I was trying to say that I didn't articulate right was, it's kind of better. It's perfect to have a bunch of options and a bunch of paths to choose from early in what you're doing. But it is weird where that starts to become there's a point of diminishing return with that as you get deeper into those paths, right? Yeah. Like you said, we all know about the athlete that's no, it's I'm going pro or I'm gonna be a bum kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's that's not good because you don't even know if you could be pro yet or whatever the case is. You know, you should be thinking of other things you could do. But if you're at the point where maybe you really can't go pro and you will go pro, that needs to be your soul. You need to think of it I'm either going to be pro or I'm going to be a bum. You know, it's one of those things, or else you will not do that. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, all those motherfuckers where if I'm not playing basketball, I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's why they are where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of the people that we look up to in their spaces, at some point, it was that or nothing.
Yeah.
And it's not good to do that at the beginning, but at some point, depending on what you're, even if it's the modeling thing, at some point, really, if you're not treating that like it's that or nothing, then you're not going to do, you may not, your chances of succeeding to where you want to succeed in that world, the percentage starts going down.
Yeah.
If you're not treating it like it's all or nothing. It's weird. I feel like I'm kind of realizing this now. Isn't it kind of, because we all, even us, the podcast thing, I could see where there's a world where if we reach a certain amount of success on the podcast, it's man, we either got to do this or we don't do this, you know, because the workload will climb.
That's true.
You know, you know what I mean? Do we want to go to LA and get these guests? Do you want to go to New York and Texas and get some different type of guests? Because that's the only way we take the next step.
I'm the pilot.
I don't know, man.
If that's the case, if that's the case, I can write off on my pilot expenses.
There's also the people that do all these different shits and they're successful at all of it, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some realisticness to that, right? We're not all that person.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. It's a good talk, though. I like this.
Yeah, I totally agree to that because, I feel it. No, I'm 20 years old and I feel it. I feel the fact of certain things that I do is decreasing in value. And I don't like it because the type of person I want to be known for is multi-hyphenate, which is a person that can do all things in the entertainment industry. And I want to be known, I want to be a really best-selling author and this and that and that. I know I can't do all of it at the age of 20 or
no,
but over the years and stuff like that. So
That's good too, though, because that's the argument to what I just said is well, if you keep living your life that way, keeping all those paths open, maybe at some point you are reaching points in all of those areas.
Yeah.
Right? You won't do it as fast as if it was that or nothing. But if you keep doing everything, at a certain point, maybe you are doing good at all those things.
Okay.
Nah, that was good, though. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Keke? We hit an hour and 9 minutes. Good. That was a great talk. I like that. I feel like we did a little bit of different conversations that me and Zach could never really have, and I feel like we did a little pet talk. We did a little TED talk in the middle.
Yeah, let's get this money, guys.
Yeah, let's get this money.
All or nothing, folks.
Yeah, 1,000%. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. Weekly Pocket Watch Podcast fam. We love you so much. Again,
Check down in the description below.
Keke.official baller _ all her stuff is gonna be
baller
down below.
official. No?
Oh, wait, Keke.baller official _
Yeah, you said it backwards. But
right.
like always, it'll be down in the description below. And once again, guys, I want to reiterate: if you guys wanted to donate to the movement, go ahead, check the description down below. Go ahead and donate, even if it's $1. We take the $1. It's okay. We strippers. We dollars.
Holla. Yeah.
$1 to make us holla, guys. So there you go. But yeah, just go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate you guys. And once again, thank you guys for the love and support. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. Pocket Watch out.
Pocket Watch out.